You're watching award-winning D93 News with Samantha Williams and Phil Campbell, number one in the Gem State.
Hello and welcome to D93 News.
It's the final Tuesday in April, which means we are now a little more than a month from graduation and the end of the school year.
Oh my goodness, I cannot believe it. But spring is here and the students at Lincoln took full advantage of it during their annual obstacle course. The obstacle course is part of the Fuel Up to Play 60 initiative, and it included some tasty yogurt parfaits from the Idaho Dairy Council.
I want them to see that it can be fun to exercise, that you can make exercise fun, and you don't have to have a lot of equipment to do this stuff. I see a lot of this stuff, we just took up equipment from our PE room. We don't have a lot of stuff, but we just took what we had and we just put together.
Love those yogurt parfaits, and I love that event each year. Well, you'll want to make plans to be at Stinger Stadium on Saturday. That's where TCHS will once again be hosting their car show. It runs from 10 to 5, and the weather should be fantastic. Admission for this fundraiser is $5, and it's more than a car show. There are vendors and stuff like that, too.
It's a really fun place to go. Now, also on Saturday, the annual Paces for Peyton Fun Run will be taking place at Snake River Landing. This race is about so much more than the competition. We took a closer look at the reason for the race during an episode of D93 News last year, and we are bringing it back in our favorite segment, D93 Rewind.
At just 7 months old, beautiful young Peyton began to show signs of heart failure. She was flown to Primary Children's Medical Center in Salt Lake City, where it was determined she would need a heart transplant to save her life.
She was my niece. And as a family member, it was hard to see her parents and her down at Primary Children's, which is the local transplant center for this region. Them being there and us as family here not being able to do anything to help them out. So we created Paces for Peyton as a way to raise funds for her family and to help them out with medical expenses that weren't covered by their insurance.
Peyton had multiple episodes of heart rejection. One of those episodes was so extreme that she suffered a stroke which left her partially paralyzed. Peyton and her family fought so hard to extend her life, but her body just couldn't keep up. Peyton passed away in August of 2015, but her legacy lives on today. Her loved ones continue to honor her each year by hosting Paces for Peyton.
Because a lot of times these kids don't have a voice. Their neighbors may know about it and family, but the community doesn't know much about their situation and the trials and journey that they're going through. So it's so nice to be able to raise some funds and help these families out with expenses that they wouldn't normally have assistance with.
Love D93 Rewind. You can find more information on the Paces for Peyton Facebook page.
Great cause there. Well, our final story this week comes from a special D93 News correspondent who just happens to double as a principal.
All right, everybody, this is Principal Orm with Falls Valley TV News, and we have a few things to share with you about Falls Valley and what we've been working on this year. In the last month, we've really been putting a focus on our 4 learner qualities of owning it and persevering when it gets hard, and synergizing and working in teams, and then reflecting and setting goals for how we can improve and do things better. And in order to do that, we kind of hit the streets to interview a couple of students who want to tell us a little bit about what it means to be in the learning pit. So we have Kane Rodriguez here, and he's going to tell us what it means to be in the learning pit and how it feels.
So the learning pit is like if you're like struggling on a math equation, like 5 times 5 or something, and then you can't figure it out, so you have to use like a tool that our teacher gives us or something, so then you figure it out, and then if you get it right, you climbed out of the learning pit.
So that little struggle that you're doing while you're trying to figure it out, you're down in the pit, and then when
you get it right or something, you climb out.
Is it a good feeling to be in the pit?
kind of, because then you don't have it yet. And then you can read on your mistakes, and then you can keep getting better and better at it.
Fantastic. Thank you for sharing that, Kane. We have Matthew Sisson here. And will you please tell me what it means to be in the learning pit? Are mistakes okay? Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Why are mistakes okay?
So you can learn from your mistakes.
Perfect. Can you think of a time when you really learned from making a mistake and then learning from that?
Yes.
What was that? What time was that?
Yesterday.
Oh, tell us about it.
I was trying to spell words here at school, and then I was on a red apple and I got off it.
And what happened after that?
I got a badge.
You got a badge. Good job, guys.
Love that, Tina. She's doing great things at Falls Valley, and she was just like a professional on the camera.
We better watch out. She might take our jobs.
It's tough to get in front of the camera sometimes, and she just looks like a natural.
Well, that's going to do it for us.
We'll see you next time on D93 News.